This morning, we're working latest on the Ebola outbreak. Pentagon stepping up its response efforts. Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel ordering the military to prepare a 30-member medical support team to help civilian health officials should there be more Ebola cases in the United States.
This as the confinement period has ended for the fiancé of Thomas, Eric Duncan, who, as you know, passed away from the disease in Dallas. Eyewitness News reporter Brian Yukono is live in our studio with new details.
Good morning. This certainly has been a long 21 days as the nation is focused on this risk of Ebola. And for the first time now in 3 weeks this morning, the family of Thomas Duncan is out of quarantine. Duncan was the first person diagnosed with the disease on U.S. soil. And Duncan's fiancee and 3 family members have been kept under the watch of an armed guard in quarantine, being monitored for any signs of that disease for the last 3 weeks. Well, their apartment was gutted and sanitized. Meanwhile, health officials say Ebola is also no longer a threat for the 50 others who had some kind of contact with Duncan. And at the same time, the Secretary of Defense has now created that new military medical team. It's made of 10 doctors and 20 critical care nurses to be deployed anywhere here in the U.S. This morning, however, there is a taste of freedom for Duncan's family.
It's been very difficult. You know, you've got this uncertainty that's hanging over your head about your own health. For some of them, a loved one has either died or is struggling to overcome the disease, and it has restricted their movement.
The CDC right now is also turning a new page for safety protocol for healthcare workers, calling for full-body suits and hoods to protect the neck. Also, new rules now for removing equipment and disinfecting gear. In the studio, Brian Yukono, Eyewitness News.
And our coverage of the Ebola outbreak and our local response continues on air and online. You can head to our website for important information about the virus, including symptoms, treatment, risk of exposure, and prevention. It's all on WPRI.com.